Sometimes what you see is not always what you get, especially when it comes to race and ethnicity. This is revolutionist and slaveholder Gideon Gibson Jr. And Gideon Gibson Jr. and his family enslaved my family in Mars Bluff, South Carolina. The Gibsons in this country, sometimes spelled with a P, are descended from a black Congolese man and a white English woman who immigrated to the Virginia colony where they became prominent slaveholders. They encouraged their sons to go into the family business of slaveholding, but they also encouraged them to marry wealthy white women, and that way the bloodline would become lighter and lighter. But the Gibsons were always aware of their blackness. Gibson even went to court to have the courts declare that he looked white enough to be able to mix and mingle with white society in Mars Bluff, South Carolina. As a matter of fact, because he was one of the wealthiest slaveholders in the Mars Bluff area, his green was more important than his black or his white. So this is Gibson's son, Randall Gibson, who became a prominent slaveholder in the state of Kentucky. This family continued to amass wealth by marrying the daughters of prominent, wealthy white slaveholders, but they also continued to have children with enslaved black women. Now here is Randall's son, Tobias, who was born in Kentucky, got married in Kentucky, and then went on to Louisiana to be a slaveholder there. So the Gibsons' wealth, their good educations, and even their allegiance to the Confederacy could not change the fact that they were still partially black.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the men of great millstone, and to the rest of the brothers on down is teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom Bayatah Dawadah. And to the Akim and Akbat, the Satam repent, Shalom to you, Mashpakah. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also to the speckled bird of our people that's among the other nations looking like the other nations, whose fathers go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, Yasha Allah, Shalom to you, Mashpachah. This Shahakarab coming at you with a quick one, and you saw that clip right there. But I'm just going to speak a little bit, and then I'm going to get into these scriptures, because a lot of my people seem to think that when you saw what that sister said, that, oh, this is a Congolese, a black Congolese man married an Edomite English woman and came over here and got into the business of the slave trade. You think that was a brother? Do you think that was a brother? I'm just going to go into the scriptures. Now, and the point that I want to make is, you saw, according to the Most High Word, you wanted to do that to another brother, and if you did these particular things, which I'm going to read, is going to come upon you. They're going to come upon you or your seed. They're going to come upon you. You ain't going to be able to escape it. It's going to come upon you. See? Just like when you saw brothers that was, Judites that was calling themselves Moors, and when they came over here, they was basically going into that same thing of doing that same thing to their people. But what wound up happening to them? The judgment of the Most High wound up happening to them. They ass went into captivity too. Right along with they motherfucking people. The damn devils turned on your ass. See? Thus fulfilling the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, which I'm going to go in and show it. Right? But the fact of the matter of that situation, that one thing about our people, man, you always thinking that some motherfuckers that's come over here from Africa, you thinking they you because they got brown skin and all of those shit. They ain't you, man. They ain't you. You ain't motherfucker came over here and married some damn Edomite woman during the time of the 1700s, and then you was able to just to the 1700s, and you were just able to dwell among them and go into the same business that they was able to go into, which is fucking enslaving the Israelites, whether you're from the Southern Kingdom or Northern Kingdom. And they was able to just do that and they had a son and just live prosperous from one generation to the next, to the next, to the next. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. That was a motherfucking Hamite. And what you jakes don't get is that you always thinking that, oh, somebody came from this Congo and the Congolese man and this, that, and that. You always thinking them up. You thinking it's always you. It ain't you, man. They ain't you. I'd be damned if I want to go somewhere and I supposed to be in this land where I still know who I am, and I'm an Israelite and I'm a Judite and I'm supposed to know who I am, and then I'm gonna go to another place and I see my people there and I'm gonna enslave my motherfucking people. You crazy as hell. If I did purchase my motherfucking people or something, hey, we all get the fuck up out of there, and I'm say they going to, hey, get the fuck out of here, y'all free, hey man, we can build and we can say we out of there. That's what's up. I wouldn't be fucking coming and buying my motherfucking people, and then I buy my people, and then I'm just going to slave you, and then I'm going to have sons by these punk-ass dogs and shit, put my seed in these punk-ass dogs, and I'm going to teach them to grow up and put their seed into punk-ass dogs, and then just enslave these motherfuckers right here. And they're supposed to be my people. Man, you crazy as hell. If I bought any of my people, I'm buying your ass, and we can all go get the fuck up out of here, and we all gonna be free. If anything, man, so get the fuck up out of here, man. You motherfuckers better get up on the up and up, man. That motherfucker, that Gibson bastard, that motherfucker wasn't our people. He wasn't nothing but the son of a goddamn Hamite. And that's what it is with me. But other than that, if Yahweh Shah come back and he say, yeah, tell us, say, yeah, those people's are people. Hey, it is what it is. When Big Bruh said. But other than that, shit, he's goddamn Hamite. He's descendant of a Hamite to me. Because why would an Israelite, because what, matter of fact, let me just get into these scriptures. Let me just get them. First, let me grab these real quick. Let me get this Exodus. Exodus, the 21st chapter, right? Let's read these. It says, ordinances for the people. Now, and I'm going to go and address verse 16 too when I get to it. But you see what it says, ordinances for the people, right? Because why? Within our nation, the Most High gave, we got civil laws, moral law, sacrificial laws, dietary laws, and those civil and moral laws, this is in the list right here. Of what? Of how we was to deal with one another as Israelites. See? That goes into the civil and moral laws. See? And what it says right here. Exodus 21:1. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy an Hebrew servant, this time of a brother or a sister, 6 years he or he shall serve thee, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. And he ain't gonna go out free for nothing, meaning you ain't gonna have to pay for your freedom, because you ain't no slave to your people. You's working for them. You're like a hired help. But we're gonna get the scriptures to show, and it says what? If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master, meaning another Israelite that he was working for, see, a brother, if his master have given him a wife, and she had borne him sons or daughters, the wife and the children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. Now, a brother wouldn't, I gave you her and you had kids by her, she mine. No, same thing with our forefather Jacob. When he went to go work with Laban, his uncle, and to get his daughters, what happened? Did he say, no, you can't have these daughters, they mine? No, he took his wives with him. He took his wives. If I'm not mistaken, Laban tried to keep them and say, okay, well, you could, these are my daughters. No, these are mine. You got to stay here. No, he had to give it up. He had to give them up. But I ain't going there, but I'm just making a point. See, that they will go with him too. See? But you see what it says right here. Right? Matter of fact, let me show that real quick. Matter of fact, let's go to it real quick. Deuteronomy 15. Let's read this. Verse 1, and I'm going to jump down. Deuteronomy 15:1. At the end of every 7 years, thou shalt make a release. Meaning what? A release of debt for another brother or sister owing you something. If they haven't paid you within 7 years, hey, you got to let the debt go free. You can't let it come into the 8th year. It used to be, hey man, where's my money at? You can't do that. You got to let it go. You got to squash it. Now, if it comes to a heathen, hey, it can be the 8th, 9th year, and you can tack on interest when it comes to those heathens. Where's my motherfucking money at? Well, I'm tacking some more interest on your ass until you pay me. Before you know it, they owe you 2 arms and a couple legs. Shit. But you can't do that to your brother. You can't do that to a fellow Israelite, man. You cannot do it. They borrow anything from you, you got to give to them exactly what they borrow from you. But they have to give back to you what they borrow from you. You can't charge them interest. See? It was a bunch of stuff. The reason why we went into captivity, we didn't just do no one thing. It was a bunch of shit we kept fucking up and doing, man. But I'm going to jump down. Let me jump down before I go back to that Exodus right quick. Right? Let's jump down to 12. Deuteronomy 15 and 12. And if thy brother, an Hebrew man or an Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years, then in the 7th year thou shalt let him go free from thee. And when thou sendest him out from thee, when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty. What you gonna do? Thou shalt furnish him. And I'm reading these simply because if this individual is supposed to be this Congolese man, this black Congolese man, if he's supposed to be our people, he's supposed to he would know these right here. He would know these. He would know this. You would know that you weren't supposed to do that to your people. You're not supposed to do that. And any motherfucker, and I'm going to get to the scripture to show you, any motherfucker that did this to the people, the judgment of Yahweh Shemel Shah fell upon them. So you can't tell me some motherfuckers that's supposed to be your people, but then the judgment of Yahweh Shemel Shah don't fall upon them. Well, what the scriptures say? The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. Meaning these words of Yahweh Shemel Shah, they are spirit and they are life. See? Pursuant to that Romans 8 and 16, and that St. John 6:63 or 64. See? Meaning what? We ain't gonna be able to escape it. The words of Yahweh Shemel Shah is upon us, man. And you ain't gonna be able to do this without getting punished. So if you just did this and you didn't get punished, man, you crazy as hell. And you just let me just finish, man. It says, and when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty. Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress, and of that wherewith the Lord thy power, Yahweh, had blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him. And thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in the land of Egypt, and the Lord Yahweh thy power redeemed thee. Therefore I command thee this thing today. You see that? Let me grab verse 18 too. It shall not seem hard unto thee when thou sendest him away free from thee, for he had been worth a double higher servant unto thee. It's like a servant to thee. Meaning what? A double hired servant unto thee. Not a slave, a servant, meaning a hired help. And it says, what unto thee? And serve thee 6 years, and the Lord thy power, Yahweh, shall bless thee in all that thou doest. You see that? And that's pertaining to the Israelites. Just pertaining to Israelites, what they must do with one another. How they must deal with one another in these particular situations. Right? Now let me go back to Exodus right quick. 21. Right? And I'm going to go down to 16 right quick. And it says what? Now mind you, 16 is concerning Israelites. Now we will read this scripture and we apply to, okay, yeah, the Edomites, they took us from one place and they brought us here and we still found in their hand and they'll be put to death. Right? But that's going to happen anyway. But we'll apply the scripture to that because just to make the point. But this is talking about Israelites. This is talking about how one Israelite is supposed to deal with another Israelite. And if you did this, if you dealt with another Israelite this way, this what would happen to you. The judgment of Yahweh Shemel Shah will play out on you. See? And he says what? Exodus 21 to 16. And he that stilleth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. This is talking about, keep in mind, this is talking about one Israelite dealing with another Israelite. You're going to be put to death for you stealing another Israelite and then doing what? And selling him, meaning making merchandise of him as a slave. You're going to be put to death. This is what this is talking about, right? And the Most High don't change. See, he don't change. See, and then when you're dealing with that, we wasn't stole by these Edomites. The Most High said, he prophesied and said, look, for our transgressions against him, he was going to send our enemies against us, and we became prisoners of war and was taken into captivity, pursuant to the prophecy that Yahweh Shah spoke against us. See, now of course, yeah, they go reap what they sowed. They go get their judgment, a double portion of the judgment. See, yeah, they going into captivity. Yeah, they gonna get severely punished and ruled over by us. Of course. But you need to deal with the fact. This is talking about Israelites. Let's grab it. And let's show. Deuteronomy 24. And let's go down to it, right? Verse 7. Now you see where it says sundry laws. Meaning what? Various laws. Different laws that's being spoke. And it's the same one that's in Exodus 21-16. Deuteronomy 24:7. If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel. You see that? And this Deuteronomy means the second law. It's being reiterated again. See, it's being told a second time. The first time was in Exodus 21:16, right? And it says what? If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel, and make merchandise of him or sell it to him. What it mean to make merchandise of him? What it means for you to is basically you go get gain. You to rule over him with rigor as a slave and get gain. That's a no right there. But let's grab that word merchandise real quick. Right? Let's grab it. Merchandise. Amar. And it says what? To bind sheaves. To gather, to manipulate, deal tyrannically with. What it says right there? To manipulate, deal tyrannically with. What does it mean tyrannically? Meaning you rule over somebody with rigor. See? Harshly. See? And what we've been told to do. We've been told not to not do that. And I'm going to grab it. We've been told not to do that to one another. See? And it says what? To manipulate, deal tyrannically with, to treat as a slave. You see that? See? So you was not to treat another Israelites like that. If they was a hired help, they would work for you for 6 years as a hired help, as a servant. See? And then you would let them go out. But they wouldn't go out with nothing. You'll give them all the things they need to sustain themselves and their family, man. See? And when you didn't do this as an Israelite, guess what? The judgment of Yahweh Shah fell upon you. So you telling me some stanky ass, some punk ass brown dog came from Congo, was a Congolese man, and you think he was our people because he was from Congolese, he was African. You think that motherfucker was our people? You think he was one of our people? He wasn't. And you think some goddamn brown dog came over here, married some damn English ass Edomite, came over here and was enslaving Israelites over here, and the judgments of Yahweh Shah didn't take place upon him? That shows you that he wasn't our people. But you simple jakes don't know shit. You always got to correlate with the scripture because Yahweh, we won't let Yahweh be true and every man a motherfucking liar, man. Slakia, but every man a liar. That's what we gonna do. Well, that's what I'm going to do. Right? And that's what we all supposed to do, man. We're going to let Yahweh Shah words be true, man. That's what we going to roll with. And that's what we all supposed to be speaking. We supposed to be speaking the truth, man. Right? And it says what? Let's go back into it. So you got that merchandise, right? Being ruled over harshly with rigor. See, it says what? With merchandise of him or sell him, then that thief shall die, and what? Thou shalt put evil away from among you. So what it says right here, this is talking about Israelites dealing with other Israelites. So if you did this, the judgment of Yahweh Shah was going to fall upon you. See? But before I get to that, let me go grab this right here real quick. Right? Let's get this one in 1 Timothy before I go to Leviticus right quick. Let's get this in 1 Timothy. I think Paul said this. 1 Timothy, and I'm going to start at let's start at 8. The point is 10. And it says what? But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man. Why? Because that righteous man will already be following the ways of Yahweh Shemashah. His instructions, right? His commandments, his statutes, his judgments. See? But what it says? But for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for the sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for man-stealers, and what? For what? For man-stealers. Who was these laws given to? They was given to the Israelites. That's who the laws was given to. And the laws was to tell you to what? To what? Don't steal another brother. Don't steal a Hebrew a brother and make merchandise of him and sell him and rule over him with rigor. See? And if you did these things, that particular commandment, that's for your life. That's for your motherfucking life, man. If you did that. And the Most High judgment stands then and motherfucking now. See? So if you was an Israelite and you was a man-stealer, guess what? That's a sin worthy of death right there. I already read it. You saw what it said. I already motherfucking read it. But it says, what? For liars, for perjurers, persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine. But I just wanted to point for man-stealers out of there. See? But let's go to the Leviticus right quick. Leviticus 25, right? And let's go down to my point 39, around there. Yeah, 39. And it says what? And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bond servant, meaning a slave servant, meaning an actual slave, but as an hired servant, meaning he's a hired help. Remember what it said in Deuteronomy, that what? He's a double hire unto you. In Deuteronomy 15th chapter, he's a double hire unto you. You're not to, when he's working in 6 years, he's also making something from you. See, he ain't just working 6 years and you send him away butt asshole nigga, ain't got nothing, he through. No, you got to send him away with something. He's a double hired. What it says right here, Leviticus 25 and 40. But as an hired servant and as a sojourner, he shall be what? And when it says as a sojourner, and that's also going to that stranger. See? Matter of fact, is that 35? Yep. And then it show you in verse 35 what it says, if thy brother be waxing poor and fall into decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. You see what he's talking about? So you got the Israelites in the scriptures that can be referred to as a stranger too. But let's move on. And it says, verse 40, but as an hired servant and a sojourner, he shall be with thee, and shall serve thee unto the year of Jubilee. Meaning at the 7th year, you got to let him go free, and you send him away with all the things that he needs to sustain himself or his family, him and his family. Verse 41, and then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with him, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return. For they are my servants which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen, meaning slave men. And it says what? Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shall fear Yahweh. You see that? So you shouldn't make merchandise of him, meaning you ruling over him tyrannically. See? You shouldn't do that. See? Now, you telling me some motherfucker from some Congolese ass motherfucker that came over here, married some English Edomite woman, came over here, put his seed in her, and then start pasteurizing his seed, And then they had Israelites as slaves, and you gonna tell me that them motherfuckers, them pasteurized kids was also Israelites? You can fuck off. No, they wasn't. They was Hamites. See? Fucking over Israelites. Why? Because did the judgments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua fall upon those children? No, they didn't. They became prosperous. They became prosperous. The judgments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua didn't play out on them. See? And let's end off with that one. Because I ain't want it to be long. Let's end off with that one. Because I wanted to make that my point. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah 34. And let's go down. I started verse 8. Let's go there. This is the word that came unto Jeremiah from Yahweh. After that the king Zedekiah had made a covenant with all the people which were at Jerusalem to proclaim liberty unto them, that every man should let his manservant and every man his maidservant, being in Hebrew or in Hebrewish, meaning it's other Israelites, brothers and sisters, Slakia, brothers and sisters, go free, that none should serve himself of them, to wit of a Judite his brother. Now, when it says that none shall serve themselves of him, meaning what? You got to let them go free, meaning you don't treat them, you got to follow. Hey, they was working for you for the 7 years, you send them out with something, and then you send them out with something, and that's that. They can go and sustain themselves and do whatever they got to do. See? But if you, beyond that, you're treating them as a slave. When you go beyond that, no, it's not 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and then you ain't never gave them the opportunity to leave. They ain't never said, okay, I love you and I don't want to go. I want to stay with you. Now they under the law of having an ear bored with the all. You know, basically a sign of saying that, okay, you go dwell among me. But while he was still dwelling among you, you're not to rule over him with rigor. You're to treat him as a brother. You're to treat him as a family because he's your fucking family. See? So you think you gonna tell me some goddamn brown dog that came over from Congolese and married some damn English punk ass dog is one of our people and his children is our people? Get the fuck out of here. No, they not. But see, this shit ticks me off about these Jakes because these Jakes don't know shit, man. You're just simple as hell with that old brown ass shit. Run around thinking that everybody from come on from some damn Africans, your people. You ain't no damn Africans, nigga. But let me continue. Jeremiah 34:9. That every man should let his manservant and every man his maidservant, being in Hebrew or in Hebrewish, go free, that none should serve himself of them, to wit of a Judite his brother. Now when all the princes and all the people which had entered into the covenant heard that everyone should let his manservant and everyone his maidservant go free, that none should serve themselves of them any more, then they obeyed and let them go. But afterwards they turned and caused the servants and the handmaids whom they had let go free to return, and brought them into subjection for servants and for handmaids. So wait. What do they do? What do these Israelites do to their own? They brought them back into subjection. When you go into subjection, it's basically ruling over them with rigor. You're tyrannically ruling over your people. You basically what? As servants and handmaids? As slaves. Not as a hired help, as slaves. And what it says, let's grab the subjection. See? Slakia. Brody calling and shit. Let me get this real quick. Right? I'll call you back in a minute, brother. Let me grab this. Come on now, where you at? Oh, let me go up right quick and switch it over. And cause them servants and handmaids to go free. No, I must have clicked the wrong one. Subjection. Oh, no. Afterward, cause them to run certain. So where's the subjection at? The hell? Come on now. You Come on. What the hell going on? What? Am I tripping? Where's the subjection at? Ugh. But afterward they turned and caused the servants and the handmaids whom they had let go free to return for service. And where's the subjection at? And we already know what subjection means. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Slakia, let me do this real quick. Because I know it's in Leviticus 25. It should be in around 40 something. With rigor. Let me see. Let me see real quick. I'm looking for that word subjection right quick. You know what? I'm just going to do it like this. Let me just do this right quick. Subjection. Because I'm trying to find. Let's get that. Now, and it says, when we go into this Psalms 106 and 42, that's talking about when we was oppressed in Egypt, right? Now, I just want to, for this simple reason, for the word subjection, I want to go into the meaning of it. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. Let's get that subjection right quick. Hopefully it should pop up. Subjection. There you go. Chana. Right? And it says, to be humble, be subdued, be brought down, be low, be under, be brought into subjection, to humble oneself, to be humble, to subdue, to humble. You get the point. See? Meaning basically, they oppress you. See? But let's go back to it, though. Right? Let's go back to it. Jeremiah 34 and 11 again. But afterwards, they turned and caused the servants and handmaids, their brothers and sisters, whom they had let go free, meaning after working those 7 years for you, you let them go with what? Whatever they supposed to have to sustain themselves, to return and brought them into subjection, meaning slavery, for servants and handmaids, meaning what? Slaves. And this, I'm reading this because what's the judgment going to say pertaining to Yahweh? If you did this to your people, man, his judgment going to play out then on us, then, and now on us. Let me just read it. Verse 12. Therefore, the word of Yahweh came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus said the Lord Yahweh, the power of Israel, I made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondmen, saying, at the end of 7 years, let ye every man his brother and Hebrew, which had been sold unto thee, and when he had served thee 6 years, thou shalt let him go free from thee. But your fathers hearkened not unto me, neither inclined their ear. And ye were now turned, and had done right in my sight, in proclaiming liberty every man to his neighbor, and ye had made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. But ye turned and polluted my name by our actions, and caused every man his servant and every man his handmaid, meaning your fellow brother and his fellow sister, whom ye had set at liberty at their pleasure, to what? At their pleasure, meaning you let them go after the 7th year, you gave them the things sustaining, but then what? To return and brought them into subjection. What? Into what? Into subjection. Let's see if it punch up there. And brought them into subjection. There you go. Kabash. Now the other one said kana. This one says kabash. And it says what? To subject, subdue, force, keep under, bring into bondage. See? So wait a minute. This was Israelites ruling over other Israelites tyrannically, harshly. See? Putting in subjection. Basically, you putting them into bondage as a heathen and not as a brother and sister. But I'm reading this for a reason, because I'm going to get to the point of what's going to happen. See? And it says what? To bring into bondage, make subservient, to subdue, force, violate, to subdue, dominate, tread down, to subdue, to be subdued, to subdue, to bring into bondage. You see the point right there, right? For that kibosh, right? Meaning what? To force, to subdue, subject, put in bondage. See, so make them subservient unto you as slaves, right? Let's read the judgment, and it says what? 16 again. Jeremiah 34 and 16. But ye turned and polluted my name, and caused every man his servant and every man his handmaid, whom ye had set at liberty at their pleasure, to return, and brought them into subjection to be unto you for servants and handmaid slaves. Therefore, this is the judgment. Therefore, thus said Yahweh, ye have not hearkened unto me in proclaiming liberty, every one to his brother, and every one to his neighbor. Who is that neighbor? Your brother. Same thing it said in Leviticus 19, where it says what? Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt anywise and rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon them. See? So that brother is your neighbor. Your neighbor is your brother. And every man to his neighbor. Behold, I proclaim a liberty for you, said Yahweh, to the sword, to the pestilence, and to the famine, and I will make you to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. You see that? So that's the judgment right there, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. See? So if those little snaky, pissy ass if them little motherfucking pissy ass Hamites right there was Israelites, if that Congolese brother that came over here and he's supposed to be one of our people, he did that, guess what? His descendants, his posterity, they wasn't supposed to get prosperous in that. One of these judgments would have fell upon them, either on him or his sons, or his sons' sons and his sons' sons. But what them motherfuckers did, they got prosperous. They got prosperous. But wait a minute. Why didn't this judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua fall upon them? Why? Because they wasn't our goddamn people, man. They wasn't our people. They ain't our motherfucking people. And it says what? To the sword, that sword, they should have been taken out. If that motherfucker went into the Confederate Army, he's supposed to have been killed in battle. And didn't have no damn children. To where his children could have carried on his legacy. Which was going into the slave trade business. See? That sword should have played upon them. That pestilence, those diseases or whatever, viruses or whatever, that shit should have played on them too. That famine should have played on them. See? And then this one should have played on them too. That's why I made that statement when the Israelites, those of my people that was calling themselves Moors, when they came over and they participated in that, what you think happened to them? They went into captivity too. The damn devils turned on their ass. And they wound up on plantations too. See? Why? Because the Most High said, if you did that to your own people, this is what he says, and I will make you to be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. You see that? Your ass going into captivity if you did this to your people. See? So my point of reading all that is letting you know and seeing that, look, those motherfuckers wasn't our people, man. See? We're going to let Yahweh be true and every man a motherfucking liar, man. See? That's what we going to do. So I'm going to end it off there. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honor to the elders and apostles of men of great millstone, and to the rest of the brothers on down that's teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom Bayata Davada, and to the Hakim and Akwat that's out there repenting, Shalom to you, Mashpakah. Whether you're a speckled bird among the other nations, looking like the other nations of my people, who fathers go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, Shalom to you, Mashpakah. Shalom.